not sure when we came here, but my dad died when I was 2 months old, and I was born in 1924, so it had to be sometime relatively soon after that. And your mother had something to do with this house too. Do you know when you were here?
My parents rented this house when it was brand new, and I was less than a year old. And my mother...
Is it gonna hit me?
My mother tells how she had to clean all the paint off the windows. But anyway, at the first date that I had with your father, we pulled up in front of this house, and I didn't know why we were stopping here. And he said, "This is where I live." And I said, "You live here? I used to live here." What a coincidence.
And how many years was that after 1924?
When you and I stopped here?
Well, when you...
Grandma Mac buy the house from...
Then, yes, Grandma Mac bought this house apparently while we were living here. And so my folks, who were just living in Hastings temporarily, had been moved someplace else and rented another house. And that was probably the first time that your dad and I came here was probably in 1945.
45, 46, something of that nature. I think Mother paid $5,000 for that house when she bought it.
What'd she sell it for, do you remember?
Well, I can't remember, somewhere more around 15,000 maybe. That was
Really?
before inflation started.
How long,
Significant.
what year did she live here until what year?
I'm not quite sure. She must have...
She's still here where you were in high school, Margo?
She must have moved out of here in the early 70s would be my guess.
Maybe even in
Time
the late
she
60s.
sold the house and went into an apartment out at Good Samaritan. And I think that was probably around 73 would be my guess.
Hey, Marcy, one memory from you from this house on 123 East 9th. And you have to speak up.
We used to have bonfires in the backyard. Real bonfires. I mean, raging big bonfires, and she'd let us cook hot dogs out there. I get to do two memories. And then she had an apartment in the basement that was unoccupied. And we used to go down there and play and house down there for hours and make stuff out of flour and water and play for hours.
Okay,
And
let
have
Marcy
good
take
family
you.
dinners with chicken fried steak, right, Dad, over here?
Chicken and noodles, too.
Now
And-
somebody do Margo and her memory.
Okay. I'll
What-
do
Go
that.
over to Hartwell Park and we buried things for our adventure club. Best friend things. And I remember the gourds we used to grow in Grandma's garden. And then at the end of the year we'd have those big bonfires and we'd dig up everything in the garden and then we'd burn all the leaves and everything. That was cool.
Yeah.
And she had a really neat porch swing on the front porch. We used to swing hours and hours on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
And that was
And her junk drawers that we got to get stuff out of,
definitely.
jewelry
And that
and...
pink scratchy furniture. That's all I remember.
How about cutting out pictures and making scrapbooks for the hospital or
And lap
somewhere?
quilts. I made lots of lap quilts.
Yeah.
And the city clipper used to come by here and pick Grandma up and
That's
take
exactly
her to work.
right. But she walked
Most of the time. That's right.
The same street, and this is where Dad's best friend's Dick Friend grew up.
Don Friend and Jack Friend.
Yep.
And the parents were Ike and Daisy. They lived there from the time we were kids until they died.
Okay.
Lot or a parking lot on East 9th Street, just down the street from Grandma Mac's house. And there used to be a huge, big building here. And it was a hospital where Dad was born. Gramps, Russ. And it was called the Hastings Sanitarium. And then it was a business college. And then it was an apartment building. And now it's a parking lot. This is Hartwell Park, and it's about a block away from Dad's house on East 9th Street.
Mom said she used to lay on blankets in college and kiss.
Oh, well, that's not what we were going to say, was it, Dad?
No, I didn't think so.
And not Russell either.
What were you going to say about Hartwell Park, Dad?
I was going to say that it was named after an old-time Hastings resident, and it was the greatest place in the world to play, where I skated on the lake all winter. Used that old building over there for a warming house. And in the spring and the summer, we used to seine this creek for minnows and anything else we could find. And then right on over at the end of this park, we went to the golf course and waded the creek for golf balls.
Well, that was fun. When I was little, and this was a great place to play. The only trouble with the little stream here was by that time it had just leeches in it, and you couldn't get in it anymore.
And look and see, the kids are still doing the same thing.
They are. They're having a good time, and there's still ducks on the pond.
55 years later.
Somebody told me that Marcy fell in this pond one time when she was over here with her adventure club.
Is that possible?
It's a beautiful park. These are just drive-by shots of Hartwell Park. Is the wading pool coming up, or did we already pass it?
Something for college.
Where do you want to
Slow down.
Where do you want to
We'll go on to college.
We're driving through basically the middle of the campus of Hastings College. One of the buildings right here. Mother and I attended school here in the 40s. The one that to the far right is the pre-model library. This is a new building, now an alumni conference center. It used to be the location of Ringland Hall. It was famous for years. And also on down, you'll see it's basically totally renovated the duplicate of Ringland Hall. And it's preserved as possible. Driving by the Memorial Chapel now. It's the side of an old frame building when we were here. The next building you come to will be the Farming Hall and the present form. Preservation of the architectural style. The overall appearance quite similar. So lots of new buildings. The science building in the background wasn't there. At least, wasn't that where they had a snack shack, Mary? Coffee shop?
In this dorm over here on your left is Taylor Hall. There are both my sister and I there.
She started here, and what year did you start here, Mary? Came out here, I guess. High school in 42.
Warren went to school here in the 1970s.
Everybody got their degrees.
Where Lieutenant J.G. Russell McIntyre and his bride came in 1949.
That's right.
They were sent here as a Navy assignment.
Why were you in the Navy?
Well, I was a medical officer after internship.
They wanted me.
I
Voluntary or involuntary?
voluntary.
Voluntary.
Anyway, the house you see behind us was a farmhouse that was moved out here, as were most of the homes for the personnel at the Navy Depot to live. These were all officers' quarters, and Mac and I lived on the lower floor of this house. It was very nice, sparsely furnished, and this is where Marcy Lynn McIntyre Gramps lived, where we lived when she was born at Mary
Don't
Lanning
mention the
Hospital.
year.
What year was that, Mom?
February 22nd,
72.
1950.
It was after the war.
Yeah, which war is the question now?
After the big war.
Yeah.
We had a good time here. Another naval officer's wife that lived just about a block from here, and I had our babies about the same time, and we just wheeled our little baby buggies up and down the quiet streets and had a great life here.
And what were you doing? General practice stuff?
Well, when you're a medical officer in a dispensary, you basically took care of military personnel. They had a Marine contingent here, pretty good size at that time, and naval personnel also. This was still an active place after the war. The total area that they bought for a naval ammunition depot produced ammunition, stored ammunition, shipped ammunition, and They were a major part of the ammunition production for the Navy, all during World War II. They scattered the construction facilities and the production areas out, tried to separate them, and then they built concrete igloos for storage, covered those with earth, hoping to camouflage them in case the Japanese or the Germans ever made a bombing attack this far inland. And so all the farmland basically was converted for that purpose, and the houses were moved off and into residential areas, as your mother mentioned earlier. And it stayed on for quite a few years after the 40s, before it was finally decommissioned. They even still maintain an Air Force operation here for radar purposes, training purposes.
So how long were you in the Navy?
Well, I think that time we were in from 48 to 50 something.
How long did you live in this house?
We were here a little over a year, I think.
Moved here in June of 1 year and moved about 1st July of next year.
Okay.
Okay.
This next red brick building was the original dispensary. Ammunition depot. That's where we put in our diamond sick balls, physicals, all the other kinds of things that happened during that time, including the diamond Marine shot and killed a sheep herder out there in that vast area that you see as you pass the building. Part of that story.
Why did he do that?
I can't remember exactly. I think so. Least likely suspect, I think maybe over the fence there. May have shot the sheep herder, so we wouldn't report him back to the field. After finishing recall to active duty in the Navy, and we're living in Denver at the time, I came back here and went into practice with Dr. Bob McIntyre, and we bought this house when we moved at that time and stayed in it until we left in 1960 to go back to Denver and start a radiology residency.
This was a fun house because it had the garage, looks like a single garage, but it's almost a triple garage going to the back. So there was lots of room to play back there. And
We used to have carnivals back there. Didn't there used to be bushes along here or something?
Yeah, there were
'Cause
lots
we
of
had our
bushes.
bird cemetery right over there on the right-hand side.
And then we had peach trees in the backyard, and there was a big fireplace out there.
This house looks much smaller than it does in my memory.
Dad, what do you think you paid for this old house here?
Sorry, Margo, couldn't hear you.
What do you think you paid for this house?
$17,000.
Oh, Marcy.
It's a nice little house.
It's nice.
We had good neighbors. One was, I think, Holly and Norma Barnell's house. They were good friends. They were best friends with their daughter, Ann. We are still good friends to this day.
That's right.
Rand's house, do you want to get in the car and we'll go 30?
Schmidt's lived, and she was Marcy's best friend.
And her mother was my good friend.
Where did Winklers live?
You know these houses?
School, where Marcy went to kindergarten.
With a bloody lip.
His mother hit a button. She got a chin in school. He's finished kindergarten.
Well, see, Martin should be able to survive changing school.
I'm on still. I wanted to get to the playground because Martin would want to make sure that his mom had somewhere to play. Martin, it was so long ago that your mom went to kindergarten.
Here's the covered wagon.
This, instead of a school bus, your mom came on this covered wagon.
School, which was built brand new, and so Marcy went to first and second and third grade here. Marty started in kindergarten.
A brand new school.
It was a brand new school. And a nice, busy lady being on the PTA.
No covered wagons here, Martin.
It's a nice, friendly, lovely school.
Lutheran church where we went every Sunday for dinners. And then, what else? Margo and Ellen were married here.
Well, this is not a good view of the church.
No.
Approaching Hastings, is it junior high still or is it middle school? And Marcy, did you?
Hello, in here.
I did. Dad, did you go here? There's Mrs. Campbell's science room up there.
Yes, I went here, junior high, and at that time the senior high was located directly across the street from that building, since been demolished. But not too many
All
years
the
ago.
McIntyre kids went behind it. They were all stars.
I suppose Mr. Ewing might still be.
Mr. Ewing is still here. Still looks exactly the same. And then the little kids are-
Where we need to shoot across to the.
Well, that doesn't look at all the same.
No, but we have to tell them.
Mom, could you move that coffee cup?
This is the
I got a
funeral home, Dad. Tell us about that.
Well, that was the
little.
original funeral home where my dad was an associate with, not very long prior to the time he became old and died, but he was a mortician and he was in business with George Wow. My mother then, a few years later, went back to work there and worked as a secretary for the funeral home for many, many years, including all my years in high school. And I think she worked up until the time she was 80 years old.
Do you want to get out? Beautiful old church. I attended here as a very young child, and then also sang in the choir here when I was in Hastings College. And our children all went to Sunday school here. Marcy was baptized here by Cy Kessler. Marty was baptized in Kennesaw, and Margo was baptized here. And they all went all through Sunday school through their junior and senior high school years and enjoyed every minute
That's
of
it. Cut. There across the street's this 715 West. What's that street? North Hastings house we lived in for a temporary house. Oh. Marcy had a hot pink bedroom here. I had a closet for a bedroom, and we had lots of gnats at that house. And there were birds, bats born in the basement.
And then we lived there when we moved back here in 1980.
Oh, school. Did you ever have to go here, Marcy? No, but Dad, you went here, didn't you?
I started kindergarten here. Father started kindergarten here. Margo and Marty.
But you can't get the building when you're too much closer.
Should get the entryway here.
Somebody say what it is rather than what we should have
We
done.
were driving through parking area, the main entrance to Mary Lanning Memorial Hospital, which was built after Associate Dr. Richard
Drive.
early on. So we came here after our residency in the 1960s.
Didn't you do didn't you do nursing something?
There, Margo, we are fast approaching the main street of Hastings, Nebraska. Second. You're looking south on the what used to be this. I think this is the hot spot of America. This traffic. been quite a bit of improvement in the downtown area. Those three modern buildings. We're now going east on 2nd Street. I guess about the oldest business that's still here is Rutt's Pharmacy. On the right. I see a men's store on the corner here in Michael's. Ben Franklin's, Riley.
Marcy, what do you remember used to be at Gary Michael's and what used to be there in your day? Marcy points to Chaz J.M. McDonald. J.M. McDonald. Rock Thompson. Yep, City National Bank. Down there used to be Ben Sherman's, but it blew up for some strange reason. Oh, Chrisman's jewelry store, Marcy.
Christmas, did you work there, Marcy?
All those fun Christmas
Marcy, here's where we used to shop, Phillips, but it's not Phillips anymore. I don't know what it is
It's
now.
a pawn
It's a pawn
shop.
Right. You know, there's really almost nothing.
The Rivoli Theater looks about the same as it used to, but it's not a theater, is it?
Doesn't run. It's closed.
Well, Margo, you should get the Dutton Lateson
Yeah, building.
building there.
That's a landmark.
They've been past their 100th anniversary. Really a extremely well-built, sound building. That interesting clock that used to hang on the City National Bank.
Something like that.
Moved.
There you go.